Don't move. Hi, welcome to Purely Pinned, our PEO-inspired pop culture podcast. I'm Kimberly Owens. I'm with Chapter CL in St. Paul, Minnesota.
And I'm Deann Lufkin from Chapter FR in Northfield, Minnesota.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, Deann,
Kimberly.
we are the summer of 2026 right now,
Yes.
and we have some hot weather happening.
Yes.
I have a question for you. I recently traveled.
Mm-hmm.
As we've talked about, I may have summered a little bit already in Italy. That was
Aren't you
fabulous.
fancy?
I'm so fabulous. Okay, but one thing I noticed is in Italy, there was a dry heat.
Yes.
And I'm more accustomed to Minnesota's high, humid, swamp-like, dare I say,
Like
humidity,
today.
heat. And so they had all these alerts and warnings. And when we were there, we were really watching our water, but it felt pleasant and comfortable and nice to me. I really enjoyed their dry heat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? So I think I might prefer dry heat over humid because when you come here, I just feel like I instantly look like I came out of the shower. I'm so hot. But everybody has an opinion. Are you a dry heat or more do you like the humid? Are you a humid heat kind of girl?
I prefer the drier heat. Like today, I feel like I have to chew before I breathe.
It's thick. The
Yeah.
air is, well, and we had the air quality really bad.
Yeah,
And Minnesota got hit at one point. We were the worst in the world.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. So right now we're at my cabin in Wisconsin
Yes.
on Big Dummy Lake.
Is that what it's called?
That's literally the name of it, Big Dummy, and attached is Little Dummy. That my husband's father built this. But 2 weeks ago when we were here in Northwest Wisconsin, the sky was yellow from the wildfire smoke.
Yeah.
And it burned. I felt like I swam in chlorine all day long. And so we treated it like a rain day.
Yeah.
We didn't go outside, really. I mean, we went out every once, but we didn't go swimming, nothing.
No. And I think in Minnesota and Wisconsin, because we're technically across the border, but to our sisters in both, cabin life is a big part of the summer culture.
Huge part.
And we're talking pop culture and PEO. Are you missing PEO meetings because you're at the cabin? Do you balance that? I think a lot of sisters with cabins that people don't realize is they're taking care of their families, setting everything up at the cabins, but then they also have PEO. You might have to miss, or make arrangements. Cabin time is wonderful. I mean, look at where we are. So for those listening, we're on location in the woods with this beautiful clear lake behind us, and it's just very scenic. Now, what do you do? So my chapter in the summers, we switch to an evening potluck once a month. So I know that weekend, not a cabin, I'm going to stay in town, and therefore I can go. Or maybe I don't make everything. I pick. Okay, I'm going to go to the July one or the August one. Does your chapter have any cabin nuances?
We stay going the whole time. Ours is a Monday.
That's right.
So, we can come here on the weekends. It's only a couple hours away from our house, and then get back in time for a meeting. So yeah. But I know we talked about at the convention, we talked about our fangirl chapters.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why Chapter ER in Lake Vermilion is my fangirl chapter is because they're cabin people and their pictures are awesome. I mean, they go to each other's cabins and they're on the water and they celebrate cabin season, it seems.
I mean, it's a different style. And it's a slower, calmer pace. And I think we need more of that.
Yeah. In fact, I think the board just had their meeting at a cabin.
They did.
Yeah, the state board just had their meeting at a cabin.
And there is just something about that wilderness, where the loudest noise is a loon on the lake.
Yes.
That's the loudest noise is a loon on the lake.
Yes.
That's very Minnesota. And there are loons in Wisconsin too, I've
Yeah, in
seen.
fact, we have a pair here that just had 2 babies, and so you can
Oh.
hear the little cheeps of the baby loons.
Now, whether or not you're a cabin person,
Mhm.
I have a question for you. So again, I'm fresh off the plane from Europe. In Italy, they're going a similar heat wave.
Yeah,
And
and they don't have AC.
no, that's what I was going to bring up. So when we were there, I had to get my family accustomed to, yeah, where we're staying does not have air conditioning. We are going to have to time when we open the windows and when we close the windows. And I was very happy my family adapted, but it's rough. What do you do at cabins? Because a lot of people with cabins, not with cabins, the world of AC.
Yes. I know
So this cabin does have
this
air
cabin
conditioning.
does. It's almost a house. But I grew up, my grandfather's cabin he built was on Lake Vermilion.
The fangirl chapter.
Yeah, and it used to part of it used to be garages. There's no AC at all.
So it was rustic.
And a 2-holer outhouse, so you can go there with your sister in the middle of the night. Super fun. But you just struggle through. I don't know about you. Actually, I do know about you. I need a blanket on me. I need something on me to sleep.
Yes, I'm the
And
same.
so
Could be a little
that might
thin
be the
sheet.
worst thing for me without AC is how do I have a blanket on me?
So when we were, a fan usually helps. So I'm a big fan of hand fans. And so you can just, it's more the air circulation. You don't necessarily need to be conditioning the air.
Right.
You just need some circulation. Now, I'm with you. I like even a thin sheet, I'm happy with.
Anything.
But it's the older I get, the deeper I appreciate air conditioning.
Yes.
But I tend to get colder more now. So, but
Oh,
I
because
was
you're not there yet.
but the culture, but here, besides the stages of womanhood, I think the cultural difference,
Huge.
really interesting with, we're not talking anything political,
Nope.
right? Or really, it's not religious.
We're just
But
talking weather.
the cultural difference between smaller towns that don't have air conditioning, and even in the bigger towns when we were in Italy, our hotel had air conditioning and the museums had air conditioning. It is not central air as we know it and constructed, but it's like when you go to the cabin, and a lot of cabins don't have air conditioning, or they may have a boxed air conditioning. It's not centralized.
You're in the one room. Like when I was a
No
kid,
one
we didn't
blowing
have
at
AC
it.
as a kid, and
Yeah.
we actually would. My mom would nail up a quilt in the hall, and the bedrooms were kind of around each other, and so my parents' bedroom had the AC, but
Okay.
they would keep their door open so it would go to ours. So you'd have this big quilt that was like a door to keep the cold air in. But in Europe, I think one of the reasons why they don't use AC as much is because their buildings are built totally different.
And they're historical.
They're
I
stone,
mean, that's true. The actual makeup.
so they're colder inside anyway,
They are.
which is why you had to time opening windows or not. Because here, I don't think about it as much.
Oh, it worked remarkably well. If you followed the instructions, so we had a great hostess who, gave us instructions when you first get into a place about when to open and close the windows. And it was getting up a little earlier than you might like to close them. And open them, but it really worked. I really had a great time. And that's when I also realized I really tolerate a drier heat better. In Minnesota, there's no way that would happen.
No.
The bugs alone.
Oh
And so, speaking of cabin life, here we are at the cabin. The bugs have been surprisingly calm.
It's because it's been kind of a dry year.
This heat wave.
Yeah. And so the mosquitoes
26.
haven't had time to multiply as well.
Do you ever do PEO cabin weekends?
Ooh, I've thought about it because we just bought this cabin not that long ago from Greg's parents, but we haven't done that here in our chapter.
Okay.
Have you?
I have not, but I've started hearing about it. A lady in Arizona
Oh.
reached out to me a sister in Arizona, and she's a dear sister actually, and how she got a cabin, second home in the mountains, and she has her PEOs over.
Nice.
And so that got me thinking about some of our cabins might be rustic. We don't need to pick it apart. It's what it is. And a lot of it has its charm, but rustic to fancy, where it's really just a second home. I think finding time, it doesn't have to be your whole chapter.
Mm-mm.
And I think we hesitate sometimes to do this, but pick 2 or 3
Mhm.
and invite them for the weekend. It doesn't matter how old you are,
No.
but a good old-fashioned sleepover.
Yeah.
And if you can, or rent a place if you don't have one,
Mhm.
but just plan a weekend
Yeah.
with your sisters, and it's literally a sleepover. Doesn't matter how old you get, you can have those late night, "Oh, I should have gone to bed a half an hour ago"
I can have another
conversations.
s'more.
S'mores, or I can't because of the medicine, and we can talk about all the medicine we take, or
Because as we talked about at breakfast, we're old ladies now.
we're getting there. No, we're still spring chickens.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
still I'm gonna run that one. Um, but, I think this quality time with our sisters is so important.
It is. It really builds that bond.
Yeah. Have you seen what International came out with on the walks for PEO?
Yes. What do
Let's
you think
talk
about it?
about this. Okay. Well, I think this is fabulous. Let me just start off. I love this. And why are we late to the game on this one? Because I sat down and I thought about it. We have charities that do walks all the time.
Yeah.
We have medical causes and research and the pursuit for better walks all the time to raise money.
Yeah.
All these different kind of fundraisers, but we also, at least in Minnesota, we walk for the holidays. Thanksgiving, the turkey trot, let's go do a 5K.
Christmas, a jingle bell run.
There's always
There's
a walk going on.
a walk or a 5K or a 10K. There's something.
Always. And they raise great money for the causes. And so I think this is great. I think we're a little late to
Mhm.
this game, but so glad we're finally here.
Mhm.
The shirt, I didn't order it in time.
Mhm.
Ah, I love swag.
Mhm.
And it's powder blue. It's my colors.
Mhm.
It's powder blue with daisies that just pop on it.
Yeah.
And then, no, whoever designed these shirts,
Did very well.
well done. Call or email me if there's a reprint, because I thought that was great. Maybe next year. Well, they'll probably have a different design every year. I don't know. We'll see if this comes
other
back
runs.
next year.
I'm gonna get the
I
T-shirt
hope
for
this
this
isn't
one.
a one and done.
Yeah.
I really hope International comes through and encourages more of this.
Yeah. I just wish they held it on a different day, because as we talked about cabin season, Minnesotans are gone.
And it's a Saturday.
We don't have a lot of
Saturday in
summer.
August.
We're gone. And so this August 1st date is a challenge for our chapter. We have 2 chapters in town, so we're actually trying to coordinate with the other chapter. But we're thinking about pushing it.
I think you should. But here's the thing. Our chapter is a Saturday chapter, and we already have a meeting that day. So it's perfect.
It's perfect for you guys.
It's built on our calendar already.
Yeah.
Now, we will probably just do a little neighborhood walk around
Mhm.
and take a picture,
Mhm.
right? This isn't the high powered, go walk around, 5 miles, a marathon, half marathon, whatever. We're just going to go for a walk. But I love that we're talking about it because it's good for our health to get outside, not looking at a screen, hanging out with our sisters. I like this. And I could see finding a date for something like this must have been a tremendous challenge.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I would have liked more advance notice.
Yes.
Because then we could plan. And so I thought this is great, but if we're going to continue this, can we just plan the first Saturday in August for good?
Yeah.
And then
this is
people
what
with
it is.
cabin, then okay, that weekend we're going to do something else. Or maybe that's the weekend you have all your sisters and you go for a long walk.
Like in Northfield, we have the Defeat of Jesse James Days the weekend
Yeah.
after Labor Day. So we even talked about, do we do it then? Because there'll be all these people in town.
That's a great cause.
So, we can get more visibility. So do we tie it
Raise some
to
money.
a town activity? Because when you're in a smaller town,
There's
usually a big event once a year. And so we haven't solidified it yet, but we talk through it and everybody seems to be okay. Which what I also appreciate about international is they left us that option to move the date. They didn't tell us it was hard and fast. They just like it to be done.
But we're talking about this.
Yeah.
We're talking about moving, exercising, coming
hanging
together.
out with your sisters, being not in a meeting.
And whether you bought the shirt or not, it doesn't matter. Because my chapter, I didn't buy the shirt, and I would have bought extras. I didn't.
We didn't either, but
they were so charming. But
we're gonna make our own.
Oh, you're gonna make your own shirts
because
I love that.
Also doing a fundraiser during Jesse James Days.
Okay,
selling raffle tickets for baked goods for the whole year, and we can use the T-shirts at the booth.
That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So we're nothing is set in stone yet, but these are
going
ideas.
through the committees.
Yep.
It's still with committee.
Yep.
All right, we all know that.
Yes.
Okay. One thing I saw a lot of in Europe, summer season. It's something that's only available or recommended, at least my grandmother would say, between Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Okay.
So what do you think of when I say what's between Memorial Day and Labor Day? It's only available or recommended.
I think about the boat.
The boat.
Getting the boat in the water.
Boat in the water. Well, I was thinking of white.
Oh, yes. No white after Labor Day.
But you can. So between Memorial Day to Labor Day, the window was open.
Now is the time for white.
Now is the time. White shoes, white pants.
White pants.
And I saw a lot of white pants in Europe. And I just have to say, and this might be an unpopular opinion. Okay, I respect that. I respect this might be unpopular. But I have an unrealistic fear, paranoia, dare I say, of wearing white pants and then I just fall into the mud. Oh, like it's not even, it's a spill something. It's like, if I wear white pants, I'm going to somehow end up rolling around in the mud.
Oh, as we learned from convention, I will fall in the mud. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's so unrealistic. And so I don't wear white pants.
I'm also scarred from middle school.
Okay.
Because any girl that wore white pants, you knew they were going to get dirty. And so it's just the fear, like, oh, she's in white pants. This is not good.
White pants. And it's very flattering.
And striking. And
if you, have color, if
it just makes everything pop. It's
white.
Gorgeous.
It looks just a little more finished and fresh.
Yeah.
But there's no way I'm putting a pair on myself.
So a woman to me that wears white pants is a very confident woman.
Very confident.
Secure, confident.
Chic, dare I say.
They know what they're doing.
They have their style.
And they're doing and they're not going to fall in mud.
I will fall around in mud, yeah.
But these women won't. They know they're good.
Gotta take a break. And we'll be right back.
From Minnesota sisters with stories to share. We're purely pinless sisterhood meets pop culture. Purely pinned. Come on in.
Well, welcome back. Okay, Deann, I want to talk about traveling.
Yes.
And I have to thank you because you've introduced me to a new world when it comes to packing.
Because you wanted to pack as small as you could because traveling in Europe is not like here. The outdoor stairways are narrow. The streets are narrow. If you ride a train, you don't have a ton of overhead and you got to get your big suitcases and all. So
it's a pain to travel. I love traveling around Europe for the history.
Oh my goodness, yes.
There's such history.
But you need to pack lighter.
So you have to be a light packer. And we were going for a wedding. And so it was a big dress I had to pack. And I was really worrying about, and you introduced me to those air seal bags that you see all over
bags, yeah.
on TikTok. I always wondered, do they work? Do they not work? They make such a big difference.
Yeah, because we went to Jamaica last year for my stepson's wedding, and same thing. I'm like, how do I get it all there? Because I have this outfit, and then I need crafts, I need knitting, but I was going to finish them too quick, so I had all this yarn, and then what do I do? And this, it was too much.
So if people don't know what we're talking about, there are these air seal bags where you put maybe your sweatshirt or your sweaters and you zip it up.
Like a huge
And-
Ziploc.
And it's a giant Ziploc bag, but there's not a little air vent
Mhm.
that you put this attachment to, and it basically air seals it. They've been around for a long time.
It vacuum
But
seals it.
I've always been hesitant. So I finally, on Amazon, shout out, but they came and they weren't very expensive.
No, and it comes with a small little USB powered vacuum.
Perfect. It was perfect. And so that really helped. So packing, because what are you, an underpacker, overpacker?
I overpack. My goal is to use everything. And if I come home and I have half the suitcase that's unused, I failed.
Well, but be careful, because then that is usually me. I'm usually an overpacker. But then when I get too comfortable, I all of a sudden become an underpacker.
Yes.
And where I'm missing things that I have at home, just sitting there like a sweatshirt. It's fine.
Which is now make me, and that's how I was, because I traveled a lot, like 15 years ago. And so I started underpacking. Now I've gone the other way, and I overpack.
The hardest thing for me to pack is shoes.
Yes.
Shoes are clunky and they take up so much space.
Yes.
And I don't like wearing the same shoes every day. I think that's bad for your feet. That could be wrong. Don't hold me to it. But
that's
so
how you
I always
feel.
try to switch them out. Now, one thing I forgot in this last trip, because we were going to be in Rome in the Colosseum, I was going to bring the record, and I had it sitting out, and I left it on my kitchen counter. Oh, have you seen those photos online
Yes.
where the record?
I love them. I've thought about it too. And then
I
I come
love
home
it.
too and go, oh,
I forgot. Well, and I had the latest one. I need another trip. And those of you that take pictures with the record, I love that.
I'm so proud of you for remembering.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I forgot.
You make us happy.
Yes. And it's like, oh, where did it go this year?
Mhm.
Around the world. Now, when you're on vacation, are you usually on a tight agenda, or do you have a looser schedule?
My husband, when we were getting ready to get married, saw somewhere plan one thing a day. So that we don't schedule.
Overpack.
So at 1:00 we go to this museum. At 3:00 we go to this museum. No, we plan one big thing, and then we can fill it in if we want. We will plan out the cities we're in and things like that, but not really the daily activities so much. So yes and no.
Well, and that's quite an undertaking to prioritize to just the one thing a day.
Because now
And
all
let
your eggs
go.
are in that basket.
Right. And usually there's so much more to see
Mhm.
that you just can't see.
But it helps me stay more in the moment, where if I planned every second,
Yeah.
then I would be thinking about, okay, I got to finish this because I got to get going to the next thing on the agenda. And unless it's a tour, and then I don't have to worry about it because the tour guide's going to tell me where to go next.
I love a good tour.
I do too. Now, when I was younger, I hated it because
It was structured.
it was structured and all the old people were on it and all that. Now now that I've traveled more, it's kind of nice because then you can get to all the big things.
It's efficient.
So we'll do that usually on day one.
It's
And
really
Do
efficient.
you know what else I love? I don't know if you've done it. The hop on, hop off buses.
Okay. I've done it once in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been encouraged to do it all my years of traveling. It is not in my comfort level.
See, we did it I used to live in Savannah and did it a lot because every tour guide was different, so it was kind of fun. But we did it in Berlin, and we didn't do it for the tour. We did it like a taxi. So it was an all-day bus ticket. And so it went to most of the things we wanted to see. So it was a way for us to quickly see the city and know, okay, we want to go back to that location and kind of help us get the lay of the land and a fairly cheap ticket to get around the city then, because they're usually not too expensive.
No, they're really nice. I must say the one in Argentina was neat because each little part of the town had tourist things, and so you could step off, go to the tourist shops, and then step back on the bus. But otherwise, I I don't know. I like to control my transportation a little more closely.
Yeah.
But I do like a good bus tour.
Mhm.
If it's like point A to point B and we can do a bus tour, I really enjoy that. I like when you talk about enjoying the moment
Yes.
because I think when we're on vacation, we think about and it comes to the front of our mind more, like being present today and enjoying this moment. And when we're not on vacation, when we're in our daily routine, I don't know if we're catching that message as much
Hmm.
about, hey, just relax and enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
And that's hard on the daily life with the family and the
Hmm.
chaos and the rigor of our daily life, the doctor's appointments, wherever we're going. But when we're on vacation and we just can pause, it's like, hey, enjoy the moment always seems to come to the front of the mind.
Hmm.
And so I definitely felt that on this last vacation. I'm trying to hold that feeling a little more
Hmm.
on the everyday. One thing I will recommend when traveling that I really did on this last trip to Italy is pick a pick a meal. I did it at pretty much every meal and order a mystery meal for the table. So if you're in a new city, a new town, there may be a cultural um, dish that's a preference. Order it for the table and I call it the mystery meal. And sometimes it's a hit, and sometimes it's a miss. We had a slice of pizza. We weren't quite sure what the toppings were on it. They're kind of mystery.
Hmm.
And so I would always order, okay, for our mystery meal, we're going to try this slice of pizza. And it ended up being delicious. It was thin sliced potatoes with crispy bruschetta and this incredible sauce. And I was like, this is a real treat.
Who would have thought about putting potatoes on a pizza?
And so Europe, it happens over there more.
Hmm.
Um, but we had just a wonderful time. And that way, your meals, even if you just take a bite, you can still get a taste,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And going to local restaurants,
If you find them and know them.
if you can
Yeah.
find them. And like, I like to go to little local coffee shops instead of like a Starbucks, where if I just need coffee and I can't find anything, then I'll go to Starbucks. But I would like to see more of the local flavor, the local foods.
I get so excited when you discover one.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, this is a little unique.
In Hawaii, Greg found this little hole in the wall, like news shop, but they cut their own fruit and they would make these fruit cups. Well, like
Yes, I've seen them on the sides of the
huge.
road selling them.
But this one was amazing. Fresh mango and pineapple and strawberries. And we would get it every day. And it was amazing. But it was this hole in the wall that you never would have gone to normally.
Hmm.
And especially for fruit. I wouldn't go to that place for fruit. But it was amazing. So you never know what you're going to find.
No, you have to be open when you're traveling. And
And-
also,
And
yeah,
there's tools now too. Like, you told me about your daughter and using your phone. So now you can use all these translators on your phone.
The
So you can now talk to
translations.
people that you wouldn't be able to communicate with otherwise.
The technology has really come a long way with the
Mhm.
translation tools.
So how did Abby use it, your daughter?
Well, we started with the menus, and you could take a picture of the menu and it would translate the whole menu. And so that's how we really learned this tool, because we were going to local restaurants where there wasn't an English, or maybe there was like 2 English menus, but we had a larger party. And so then we learned that you could type what you wanted and to say, and it would display the Italian version, and I'd hold it up to shopkeepers, and so I could do my shopping that way. We were in a really small town where they didn't speak English, and then we were there during the World Cup and out in the town, and it was late at night because the World Cup is in the US this year, and so Europe was staying up late watching all those games, and there was a bunch of little kids coming up to her because she's an American, and she was able to use the translator, and they would just speak their local Italian, little kids. They're just speaking, and she's used the translator, and she's able to respond or type in her message. And they were old enough to read,
Mhm.
so they could read their response. And they hung out for hours and hours in the little town square.
Something that
Uh,
wouldn't have been able to happen before.
no, they would have probably just made like smiley faces at each other and would have wished to communicate, but
Yeah.
couldn't. And so now that technology has really broken a barrier.
Mhm.
That's really exciting. And you can still hold on to your language and your culture, but interact with another language and culture.
Although
which
some
is-
weird things can happen. My husband was a pilot, and he would go to China, and he used it at a restaurant once. And the menu, said chicken, shrimp, pork, real chicken. Wait, what? Chicken. And then down here's real chicken. So what am I ordering? But so who knows what the real translation was, or if they had fake chicken and real
It's-
chicken. I don't know. Maybe it was tofu. I don't know.
It's really come so far.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. In fact, I just saw some earbuds that will translate for you. That while you're talking, it'll
It'll pick
be your
up.
interpreter for you.
Oh, well, maybe
Weird.
next year.
Yeah.
We'll see. One thing I will say is going to Europe is with the vastness of America.
Mhm.
When we spot other Americans in Europe, it brings me so much joy and a smile on my face. I'm like, oh, they're American over there at that other, at breakfast.
Mhm.
Maybe at breakfast you hear other American families on adventures, and it's like, oh, they're American, and that brings me joy. And I think they could be from Oklahoma. Shout out to our Oklahoma sisters,
Mhm.
or up north in Oregon or Montana, or the South, the East Coast. America is huge. We have this vast, huge country, but you put us in Europe, and I don't know what state the family at table number 3 is, but I know they're American.
And that's all you need to know.
And you usually will make eyes and just smile at each other.
I got you.
Like, hi.
Mhm.
Like, okay. And that's just such a connection.
Mhm.
And it's really neat, especially this being the 250th
Mhm.
anniversary of America. We do have our own culture.
Mhm.
And some of it's cabin life. I mean, this is a big part, not maybe all, but maybe in the mountains. You might have a little shed in the mountains, a cabin up there.
Or
On the
camp.
East Coast, they might have their summer homes. Who
Mhm.
knows? There's everyone has their little oasis
Mhm.
in one way or another. But
Mhm.
when we're abroad, we all lock together. So that was really exciting for me.
Yeah.
Though I did feel after being in Europe where things were like thousands and thousands of years old, and then to be like 250.
Yeah. Where
And-
your room was
but-
older than our country.
Right. And so that just made me think, oh, we're still getting started.
Yeah.
Like America, we still have a lot to go.
Well, I remember hearing that we're the great experiment. I'm like, experiment? And you really have to go overseas to realize, oh, that's why we're the great experiment. Because what we would call antiques is new over there. To see a building that is
Contemporary,
older than
modern.
our country, that's older
Yeah.
than Jesus, that
Yeah.
it's humbling.
It reminds you that we are just here now.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm a big believer to everyone, but I'm really looking at Deann here, is we have to slow down.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know why you're saying that to me.
everyone does, but
No, it's true.
it's a message.
Especially here in the US, we
Slow down.
rush.
And take the moment and like you are on vacation. Like enjoy the moment.
Well, and we were kind of talking at breakfast about a little bit. We touched on social media, and I think you were talking about being present and in the moment. And I'm kind of glad I'm older, that I didn't grow up with social media thinking I have to post this, I have to post that, I have to. I don't have to post anything, and I kind of like not being tied to it, feeling like this is something that I have to do, where I can just stay there. I can share it if I want, but I'm doing it for me, not other people.
There's something very addictive with that instant gratification of posting. I think this is where you see, as we're talking about traveling, countries around the world that are really coming out with really interesting guidelines.
Yeah.
Especially for minors. And as a mom, I'm paying close attention to what are the rules and regulations that are really being successful and which ones that aren't being successful. Because between Australia, New Zealand, throughout Europe, we're really seeing other countries do rules and regulations through those conversations and those court hearings, the addictive nature of the instant gratification from posting. There's some interesting science there that I'd like to learn more about.
Even just the doom scrolling, just blindly scrolling through social media or watching stupid videos. You just get, I can watch one more 10-second video.
And it's 2
and I can watch one more.
hours later.
Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. And what did I just do? I'm stuck on watching stupid videos of cats falling off a counter.
Everyone does it.
Yeah.
And we lose so much of our time that we maybe should be sleeping or focusing our brain power on something where we're quieting it down. I think this is also a lot of the wake, to be at the cabin and talk waters and lakes and but the ripple effect of COVID.
Yes.
It has only been 6 years.
Yeah. And that's crazy to think.
We are still, as a collective, mentally healing.
Yes.
Because that was a very community trauma event. And 6 years might seem so long ago. But actually, we're still recovering.
Yeah. It was
We're
like
doing great. I
Yeah.
would have to say, as a culture, especially going, and I had a great time in Europe. And but I also came back, and there's a lot going on here that I'm so proud of. And so I think that we can be improving and being successful and doing great, and also healing from something that happened to us 6 years ago.
Although I do think some good things came from it. So my husband's sons are men, not boys, as they told me, because they're in their 40s. And but they're boys, so we didn't talk to them that often because they're not chatty like girls. And but with COVID, what we started doing was every Friday we had game night on Zoom.
Oh, so
And
connection.
then when that kind of ended, we decided to just do the first Sunday of every month. We Zoom with all of us. And so we can see grandkids and we can talk to each other and catch up for an hour once a month, all of us. And the grandkids can see their aunts and uncles. And we never had that before COVID. I didn't know what Zoom was before COVID. And now Zoom helps us stay in contact with our family because none of the boys live in Minnesota, but it's like they're right next door now. And
And
so,
you get a monthly check-in.
yeah. And it's
Oh,
just nice. So it was traumatic and scarring,
and
but
bad things, a lot of people died.
it also made me pay attention to my community and the people,
Yeah.
and it made me think more about my priorities because my mom was one of those people that was super high risk.
Yeah.
So to me, it was very important to take the safety precautions because I want to see her. And so it made me think about my priorities more, and it helped me then stay more in the moment. Because, like, no, this is important, not this thing over here that doesn't matter. Hanging out with you at the cabin is important right now. Building this, our husbands are now fishing with your daughter, building their own little relationship. This is what's important, not us scrolling on the phone.
Isolating ourselves.
Yeah.
What we're doing, we're seeing a cultural shift
Uh-huh.
of isolation.
Yes.
And at least that's my unpopular opinion, but that's my opinion,
Uh-huh.
is that with all this fast technology, we're getting greater isolation
Mhm.
and we're losing connection. But I love how you use technology to continue and even strengthen your connection.
Yeah.
And that takes intention.
Uh-huh.
And that takes observation that this is needed. This is a good thing. We want to continue it.
Yeah.
I do think that's part of healing
Yeah.
from, a traumatic event.
Mhm.
Is this recovery and this healing.
Mhm.
And I see it with our sisterhood
Yes.
and the transitions with how we interact and some of the closeness that we used to have. We might not be hugging as much and some of the ripples, back
Mhm.
to the ripples.
Yeah. So you don't know, but if you can instead, we try to look at the positives that we can find in this
Yeah.
ugliness to help you get out of it.
And I would encourage, because this was my first trip since COVID to Europe, I would encourage sisters, if you because I felt a bit nervous. If you have, some fears, there are safety precautions you can take. But I would encourage you to get out. If you used to love to travel and you've put a pause on it, I would encourage unpause. Unpause, explore, learn. Go learn about somewhere new. I love that. That's what I love about traveling. And when I think about traveling and I think about PEO, for me, traveling is always a learning experience. Even if I'm going to the same place.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again, I'm able to learn something new about that place each time. And PEO, the makeup of PEO, in my view, is learning women that we love, enjoy. We are learners.
Yeah.
It's our nature.
Yeah.
We are curious and we want to learn new things. And so traveling and PEO, sisterhood, goes hand in hand.
In fact, you talked about it. I don't know that we talked about it on the podcast, but like the PEO travel agency.
International did come out with, they're doing these group tours.
And next year
this
they're doing,
fall, I think, even.
yeah, next year they're going to London?
I don't know
Or did
their
they just come back
locations.
from London? We talked about it at our meeting and I can't remember.
Okay. I'm sure there's a record article.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can literally travel with your sisters. And I've seen on Facebook, I remember once I saw somebody say, I'm going on this cruise. Is anybody else going to be on that
I
cruise?
love those posts. Those posts bring me so much joy.
Because you don't know who you're going to find.
Because one, I'm like, oh, we have a sister somewhere exotic. Where's this unique location she's going? What an adventure. And I'm so excited for her.
And I kind of, I kind of creep on and go, oh, did she find somebody? Are these two women now going to hang out?
Are there any comments?
Like,
and then
I want to
you're
know,
hoping
what
they'll
happened?
post. Will they post a photo?
So if you're one of those ladies, follow up and post a photo.
Me too. I love
we
the
all stalk you.
random. Yeah. Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much.
I love seeing it. And also in COVID, one of the nice things that came out with all the PEO Facebook groups, there were so many requests for programs,
Yes.
virtual programs. So I talked to so many different states. So I got to attend their meetings virtually
How fun.
from here in Minnesota.
That's another way to travel.
It was great.
It was a virtual adventure.
I was healthy and safe, hanging out in Minnesota, talking to Alaska. It
Yeah.
was wonderful.
Whether you're traveling in person or virtually, I think it's great. I think it is always learn. You can learn something new.
Yeah. And I was thinking about you the other day because I used to work in Biloxi, Mississippi as an Air Force reservist. And you asked me if I ever went to a chapter meeting. And I said no. And then you admonished me, which was appropriate. No, you asked me, why not? And I should have. But I also think now here in Cumberland, Wisconsin, like, why don't I look for a meeting?
Is there a chapter?
I don't know. I thought about it last night.
Okay.
I mean, the fact
we're
that
gonna have to look
we're going
into
to have
this.
to look on the website.
So we're in Western Wisconsin, and we're going to be on the lookout for what are the nearest chapters.
And I might have to just, crash a meeting.
You're going to have to stay tuned to find out what happens to Deann and her cabin. Wisconsin, that'd be a new state.
Mhm.
Oh, crossover.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back.
From Minnesota sisters with stories to share. We're purely pinless sisterhood meets pop culture. Purely pinned, come on in.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, Deann, I want to talk about hosting with the world shifting to this new world full of GLP-1s.
Oh, yeah.
And we are not asking which sisters are doing it, and which sisters aren't.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But have you noticed a shift from sweet to savory?
Yes.
I'm noticing this too. In fact, my go-to bring was lemon bars. I mean, a lemon bar. How many of you, right? A lemon bar with a little powdered sugar?
We'll have a good lemon bar.
A little lemon bar. That was A++, always a winner. But now, no one will touch the lemon bars. So what I've switched to is doing the meat and cheese. A
Always
meat and
good.
cheese platter.
Because you don't know what diets people are on. Even if they're not on GLP-1s, they might be gluten-free. They might be just doing a
if they're
keto diet.
dairy-free.
They might.
So there's a shift of focus, I think, when we're going to a meeting of bringing more savory items.
Yeah. And you got to be, and also being aware of allergies too. We have a lot of women in
Gluten.
our chapter that have gluten issues, and we all know it's not a trendy thing. They have illnesses. And so we always have gluten-free options. You just know. And if I'm a co-hostess, okay, I need a gluten-free option. And so or if somebody had a severe allergy, we would all know it and go, okay, I can't bring nuts. Even though I don't think we have a nut allergy in our chapter right now.
We have a mango allergy, which brings me to another question. So when you're hosting a meeting, are you a fruit tray or veggie tray?
Fruit tray.
You'll bring a fruit tray.
Oh, yeah. All day long.
I will never be the one to bring a veggie tray.
No. I appreciate those women. I'm not that woman.
I will pick some vegetables off the tray.
Yes, I'll have a carrot or 2 or 5.
But I won't prep a veggie tray. I love prepping a fruit tray.
I don't know why it's so much easier to cut fruit than it is vegetables.
Well, it's chopping vegetables and peeling vegetables.
I don't know. It feels like fruit's dessert that's easier for me to make. Vegetables are a meal, and I don't want to do that. But what I would do if, when I have parties and things, I'll either ask somebody, can I bring anything? Sure, bring a veggie tray. Oh, I love bringing veggie trays. Great. Good
Then
for you.
You know the
Or
veggie tray sister is.
I go to Costco.
Costco.
And I just buy the veggie
have
tray.
a good veggie tray?
Sure. You just peel the cellophane top off and open up the ranch dressing and off you go. Done.
Oh,
And it's
heavens.
already in the thing and you're ready. And so that's how I do veggie trays.
Oh, well, I like a veggie tray. But I can't see myself bringing one.
No.
And so I want to thank all the sisters that bring the vegetable trays.
I appreciate them. I love them. I
And
need
my
them.
heart needs it. It's good for us.
Yeah. I don't have a tray for veggies. I am not that person.
Well, we're at the cabin today recording this. Is there a veggie tray upstairs?
No, but we do have bananas, grapes, and a watermelon.
Fruit. The fruit's there.
We do have corn. The sweet corn truck is out. It's sweet corn season. So we have that. But no, there are not vegetables at this cabin. No.
Oh,
I'm sorry for the healthy sisters.
might be an unpopular.
It's a very unpopular opinion these days. We should be eating more vegetables. I'm choosing the fruit side.
the fruit with all the sugar.
I'm choosing that.
But
See?
I think we have to respect because again, the GLP-1s
Can't do it.
can't do the fruit because of the sugar.
Yep.
And so more veggie trays.
Yes.
Let's
More savory.
Okay, so maybe we should challenge ourselves in the next year. Let's give ourselves a year when we have a potluck or a hosting opportunity. And let's share photos.
You know what?
Let's do a veggie tray.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Okay, tell me.
I don't like ranch dressing.
You
I mean,
like
I
ranch
do, but I
dressing?
don't. I'm
What
okay
about
with it
dill?
sometimes.
I like the dill.
Oh, I love dill.
The dill. It's like a ranch dressing with dill.
Yeah.
On veggie trays.
I'm all about that. But like I like the ranch seasoning on potatoes for like the dry ranch seasoning. We'll use it on new potatoes. So good. But I don't like dipping my vegetables in ranch dressing.
You know what? That's good because
Not
it's
good.
better for you.
You
not
know
to
what
put a
I
sauce on.
do like these days? Having trouble. Because funny enough, in Minnesota, I didn't grow up with this. Hummus.
Hummus. Yes. And there's a lot of good
Hummus is great.
fats in hummus.
It can be so good for you. And so
right.
hummus,
That's a good mix. Hummus with some vegetables.
perfect for, so now you're not.
The GLP-1s are happy.
Yep.
The non-GLP-1s are happy. It's filling.
Mhm.
Okay. But
So
I would
I
say
do
steer
hummus.
clear of the roasted garlic hummus.
I would just do plain
Do
because
a
you don't
plain
know.
hummus.
You don't know.
You're right. A plain hummus with vegetable platter.
That's all you need.
That brings joy.
Now, if I still got my Costco one that came with the ranch dressing, fine, I'll open that. But I'll bring hummus, I think.
Okay, so we're going to have to take photos. I'm going to try to find a creative way to maybe carve a carrot. Because how can we finesse a vegetable? This is why I struggle with a vegetable tray, because I don't feel like it's just peel and it's the presentation.
So
how to
I don't know
really creatively present a vegetable tray.
I don't know if this is a Midwest Minnesota thing or not.
Might be.
Other states can tell me. But I don't know if your mom did this. As my family's artsy fartsy. So very creative, strange. But my mom didn't make a fruit tray. She got a giant watermelon and cut it into a basket. And then had watermelon balls inside of it, and all the fruit would be inside of it, but the watermelon was
The bowl.
the bowl. And so you had to make your fruit pretty. And so when you talk about that, that's what I think of. But now I have to do it in vegetable form.
in vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's crafty sisters out there that make really creative vegetable
Mm-hmm.
trays.
Well, like charcuterie, you think of as cheese and meat, and really that's what it is. But
There's
so
some
many people
pickles
are
on there.
doing, so many people now are doing like dessert ones, and so you think about it, like think about building a charcuterie tray, but maybe just with
I-
vegetables.
I'm not looking to do a charcuterie tray. I'm looking to for PEO.
Mhm.
Let's go fancy. How to present a vegetable tray.
But that's what I'm saying, because I like to make my charcuterie boards pretty, and so you could
Yeah, but with a
think about it
just a-
in that mindset of
I think I'm going to look into like how they make like flowers out of carrot
Yes.
ribbons.
Mhm.
That's what I think I'm going to do. I think the use of carrot ribbon We'll see. Stay tuned.
Have you seen? I've
What?
seen this many years now, and now I might do it.
Tell me.
Thanksgiving, a vegetable tray for Thanksgiving in the shape of a turkey. So they lay it all out. So then when you look above, it
Yes,
looks like
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a little more elevated.
Well, yeah.
It's for PEO sisters.
Well, your sisters.
right.
My chapter is a little bit more
Of the turkey,
Yeah.
the veggie turkey.
Although
Okay.
we do have the fancy sisters too. We have a good.
There's a fancy sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, I knew. Speaking of our sisters,
Mhm.
I want to talk about how has our communication with sisters evolved.
Yes. Now I've been in PEO 19 years, so
Okay,
not that
so
long.
19 and not that long. Well,
Not compared to you.
I'm going on 30, so
Yeah.
it's not much longer. But I want to know, how does your chapter currently RSVP for meetings, or do you even RSVP?
So right now we get an email reminding us of the meeting, and then we reply all.
Okay, so you're using email and replying all if you'll make the meeting or miss the meeting.
Right.
Okay, so that's email. That's interesting. Because I was thinking back, yes, 30 years ago puts us into the 90s.
Mhm.
And back in the 90s, we had a telephone tree.
Yeah, we did that in the military.
And I think PO was using the telephone tree in the 80s, 70s,
Because you
right?
didn't have text messages.
No, we didn't. We didn't have answering machines
No.
until like the late 80s.
Mhm.
So telephone trees. And so here's how it would go. Is it would start off with the president. I think she would call two sisters, and those two sisters would call two sisters, and you had like two sisters you were to call. So you would get a phone call from a PO sister telling you where the next meeting is, what time, all the information about the meeting. And then you were supposed to hang up and call two sisters and telephone the message. Well, so that's how we went. And then at our meetings, they would ask, did everybody get a phone call? And sure enough, not everyone did. And they're like, no one called me. And they'd look on the telephone tree, and their callers was always supposed to be me. I was the fault.
So did they then move you to the bottom?
That's exactly what they did. They put me at the end of the telephone tree because it was alphabetical, but because I got shamed. And I hope we don't shame our sisters anymore, because I would get shamed about not calling my other sisters. And I just had a lot of anxiety and nerves, and I just couldn't pick up the phone and call my other sisters.
I like that too. Like just picking up the phone to talk to somebody is a giant hurdle.
It's still to this day. And then, so we evolved as a chapter. We did the telephone tree. We did try email for a while. Then we shifted to Evite or software
We did
like
that too.
Evite. I think Punchbowl,
Yep,
Evite.
we did that too.
those. And then we tried having a private Facebook group
We did
and
too.
doing social media posts. And now we're not really, I think, I'm not quite sure what our RSVP method is, but I was thinking group text. Like how you're using email, I'll be there, not be there, but in a group text. So we'll see. I might bring that forward. I need to talk to the planning committee. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think how RSVP, it's been really interesting because when you're hosting, we talk a lot about hosting, right? Because I love hosting PEO. To not really have a number count can be difficult.
Yeah.
And so try to RSVP if you can, because it really helps the hostess. I think that might be old fashioned still, but such a nice courtesy.
I know this. And as a host and co-host, I need it. Yet I often forget to RSVP myself, when I know how helpful it is, but yet I will be that person.
Yeah. Find the email or the group text or the Evite and RSVP, because it really sets the stage.
It does.
For the hostess, if it's not a social, if it's a meeting, that helps the officers. If there's some friendly faces, So communication, and I'm curious that when the telephone tree came out, they probably couldn't concept email and text messages
No.
back then. And so I wonder what technology will our communication be that we can't concept now?
Yeah.
Dare I say telepathically?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really comprehend it.
No,
Just
'cause
like no
who
one
would have known?
who would have predicted the computer and back when the sisterhood started.
Yeah.
So
Oh, well,
how
AI just drive you to a meeting. You just
I,
AI picks you up and puts you in a car and off you go. I mean, who
the
knows?
AI. So I think as we watch communication evolve, we're in another momentous period of transformation.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it will look like.
I know, it's kind of exciting.
It is. I'm a big believer in embracing change.
Yes.
And I think that's what we want to encourage is change with the times, change with technology. We're a learning organization. And so I want to know, what kind of sister are you when there's a momentous change, something controversial, a controversial change? Let's call it like that. Because I believe, and we don't need to talk about any controversies,
Mm-mm.
I think there is, when a controversial change, something happens, there is a sister ready to write the amendment. There is a sister that's doom and gloom, right? That this is our sisterhood is over. There's quiet sisters that don't say a word.
Sorry, when you said sisterhood is over, you hear that every time some
Sisterhood is
controversy.
over.
The sisterhood
And
is
there's
collapsing.
and then that's a different sister that's writing up an amendment,
Yep.
or a different sister
Yep.
that's quiet, maybe smirking in the corner, likes the controversial change. There's another sister that's just focusing on herself and her own family business and not really even picking up on her radar. There's a controversial change.
It's a good thing she's at the meeting.
There's the sister's like, when's the next social? When are we? And I might fall in that. I'm like, when can we eat the scones? Like, can we
Are we done?
pass the scones? And it's not to diminish any controversial change. I've seen so many changes. Our sisterhood, we don't make impulsive changes. Nothing really impulsive changes happens. We change with the times, but like the times, we take our time. And that's what I like about our sisterhood is we are shifting and changing and evolving. Our communication method is a great example of that. Um, but we're not going to be impulsive. We're run by, I mean, if you think about the international, our former state past presidents, and what you go through at the state level is, I mean, dare I say, a little bit grueling. It's a
Yeah.
big time commitment.
Yeah.
It is such a commitment to the sisterhood. You've put in your heart, your soul into your time as a state president on any board across the country and Canada, wherever, if you are a past state president, you've really made a commitment to PEO.
Mm-hmm.
And that is in some places 5 years, 7 years. I mean, it's a process. And then those sisters go on to international. And so I trust these sisters. They've been through the process and our sisterhood. And it's stamped on their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we're all going to have a variety of reactions, and there's a different sister, right, for each of us in these moments of change and controversies. And maybe pause and reflect on your own, what kind of sister am I being right now? I think we should be the patient, kind, loving sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Give space. There's a place for everything. Everything, you know, whether the change occurs or doesn't occur, just relax, trust in your sisterhood. I trust in our sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have enormous respect for international.
Mm-hmm.
And we should because they've already committed. So, because to go again,
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
think about
And
it.
it's an even longer term.
You do a state presidency board and then you commit to the international board.
So long.
Ooh, heavens.
Yeah.
Ladies.
So when these things come up, for me, what I try to do is listen to everybody,
Yeah.
but I also try to remember there's a reason why this is coming up.
Mhm.
It's trying to address an issue. And what is that issue? And will this fix it? Or will this introduce something that might be painful? Because we're also just talking about it too. And so we have a chance to discuss it, and it helps me learn about my sisters more. I might have come into that meeting with one opinion, very strong opinion on what should happen. But after talking it through, like, oh, I get your point of view. And I might change my mind. It might solidify mine, but it's taught me to talk, talk through things more and listen.
Well, change is hard.
Yeah.
But and there'll be more changes ahead. We are no longer doing the telephone tree. There's other methods.
Now we can have Zoom meetings.
There's other opportunities. And so even if I'm a fan of change
Mhm.
because I think that's how we've survived and will continue to survive. I might not like upcoming change, but I made a lifetime commitment.
See, nobody is perfect. You and I don't agree on everything. There's
Or my husband.
There's no group that I've ever belonged to where I agree with 100% of everything
imagine?
they do.
No.
So there'll always be controversy, and it's okay. It's how you deal with it.
Are you doom and gloom? Are you quiet? Are you writing an amendment? I mean, there's are you passing the scones and oblivious to it?
And you know what? You need those too, because those sisters remind me this is not that big of a deal. Really, this is not that big. We're here to raise money for women's education. This thing, not that big of a deal.
We'll get through it. We'll work it out.
We've made it through. We can make it through this. Change, you need some pain to strengthen. Like I liken it to, I watch this show every once in a while, Forged in Fire, where they make blades and stuff, and you have to really heat up that metal and pound it and beat it to make it stronger and into something that is much more useful. And so it has to go through a lot of stress to become stronger. And so when I'm going through hard times, I try to remember this will make me better. And so even when there's controversy, there might be controversy now, but eventually we'll work it out and we'll get to an even better place that'll make the whole organization stronger. There's been a lot of stuff, a lot of changes that have happened recently, and some of them are hard, but some of them have been really, really, really helpful.
The reshaping.
Yeah.
The reshaping. And we're just in this moment, in this time.
Mhm.
And we need to find women for our projects.
Mhm.
And let's give out some money. Let's loan out some money. Let's help women get educated. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Is the higher education of women.
Mhm.
And I think trust in your state boards, trust in your international board. I mean, really give these ladies a moment. There's a process for a reason.
Yep.
And I think give everyone grace.
Mhm.
There's whenever there's a change, whether it's a small bylaws change for your local chapter or a big international change, wherever the change lies, grace goes a long way. And that patient, kind, caring behavior.
What's helped me? So, I've been through a lot over the past 9 months, and we did an initiation practice. And reading and really the initiation practice was better for me because I was more in the moment then. But really listen to the words of the initiation and our virtues and how you're supposed to respect your sisters and trust your sisters and all this stuff about sisterhood. And it was exactly what I needed in that moment. It was very emotional for me. I was crying doing it, practice, because it just hit so hard that these women mean more to me than I knew. And I really do trust them. And when I do that, things will be okay. And so, I've leaned on some of my sisters more, and it's really helped me out because I listen to it, and then I pay attention to the virtues instead of just going meh, 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 meh. Really listen to the words and what we're reciting and what it actually means.
I think it's okay to lean on our sisters,
We need to.
and we need to be encouraged to do so. But I think it's so important. And if you're listening to this and you need to lean on your sisters, um, do it. Don't hesitate. We're here. We want to be there for you.
You're not a burden
You're not
because
alone.
you would want to help.
Yeah.
And so I had to remember that if I was the sister and
And
I found out that
you have
somebody needed help, but they were too afraid to ask me, I would have
a
just
heavy load. And
gone
so,
and had sometimes it's just going and having coffee and listening. And that's
yeah.
all you need. And so,
Or a phone call. To be honest, here's a little thing, because if you're in your car and you have a moment, just maybe call a sister. Now, I prefer text message, but some sisters will answer the phone and have a phone call conversation with your PEO sister if there's a heavy burden, and they will listen and they will help, because we're a learning organization to help and support women. And while we're looking for recipients, we're also here to support each other.
yeah.
And that lifetime commitment means we're going to be here through the joys and the sorrows, through the good times, and there's going to be tough times. And it's your PEO sisters that you can lean on, and it will strengthen the bond. And it can be that same sister that will doom and gloom whenever there's a chapter rules change. And you might be the pass me the scone sister, because I think I might be that sister. And that's okay. So just because your sisters have such a wide variety reaction to a controversial change doesn't mean they're not still that same the same one, regardless what happened in a meeting. They're still that same sister that loves and adores you, that wants to be there for you.
Yeah.
And so we need to lean on each other, and we help each other through these changes, whether they're organizational changes, local chapter changes, or just life changes.
Yeah.
But we change with the times. We could do it slowly. Granted, we do it slowly with intention and care and patience. I mean, patience is there to take our time.
Yep.
And not do anything impulsive.
Because when you do, that's where mistakes get made. And so I know you've talked about it a lot, especially when I injured myself, about trying to slow down.
Yeah.
And I try to remember that. I'm not so good at it yet, but slow down so you could be present, but also there's no need to rush a decision. There Just get all the information you can and try to do it with care and thought and talk to each other.
And tenderness. I think tenderness, PEO, the sisterhood, is a safe place for us to be tender with each other. And we will get through whatever the controversial change is. I mean, and we can't even predict what tomorrow's changes will be.
No.
But our cause is clear, and our commitment is strong. And so we will continue and carry on.
Yes.
And with that, I think we'll say, have a good day. Thanks for
Yes.
coming.
Yes. Thanks for listening to us. And we hope that you have a great summer.
Yes. And if you have a friend with a cabin,
Find
Go
them.
for it.
Yeah. And maybe try to manifest your cabin weekend like you did.
And if you can't go to a cabin, just go online and listen to some loons.
Oh, yes.
Just relax for a minute and take your mind to the lake.
Yeah. Or if you do live here in Minnesota, you're probably near a lake. Go walk around the lake or go near a lake or, go sit in your backyard.
Enjoy
in your
cabin
backyard.
season while it's here.
Just enjoy the outdoors because winter is coming.
All right.
So,
With that, we'll say take care. All right. Good day, everyone.
bye.
Bye.
From Minnesota sisters with stories to share. We're purely Midwest sisters.